Hi, Lucy here. Well, today what I'm going to do is replace what is called an A&A in-floor cleaning system rebuild kit. And it's a little bit different than a caretaker. Okay, so these are the different size port valves. And as you can see, this one, see how large that is compared to this one, okay? So this would be the 6-port, this would be the 5-port, and when you buy these, and it says if they still have this kind of labeling, it says 5 or 6 port, so make sure that's checked, and that says 5 port. And on this one, again, the same labeling, except that this one's checked and says 6 port, okay? What I found out yesterday that I didn't know is that these, you can actually take this off, because really and truly, these guys, except that's really old, are the same size. And so the only difference is this, okay? And as we put it together, I'll show you why that one has to be larger on a 6-port. And then it's going to come with this gear thing here. That's going to go in here, and we have to put a washer, and then it comes with a rod, O-rings, and these shims. Okay, so I'm going to set everything up. Oh, and also, here is the actual head. Here's the unit. I'm going to be loosening this with a large pair of channel locks, the union, and then removing the band around here. And if you noticed, well, you would have known before, but I have removed a lot of the rocks from underneath, and you want to get a good clearing, because you don't want any of the rocks or any debris to go inside there. And this here is a check valve, and what that is, that's connected to the port for the jacuzzi, so that when the system's off, if it's an elevated hot tub, the water's not going to go down. So if you notice that your water level in your hot tub, when the system is off, goes down, a lot of times it's because this is not working, and for an extra bonus, I will open that up and show you. Okay, so let me get set up, and I'm going to be have taken this off, undo this, and open this up, and we'll show you how to put this thing back together. Okay, we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so here's the old one. Now, one of the things, I always try to see, because the last time I was here, there was actually a piece of plastic stuck in here, so nothing was actually wrong. But if you look, first of all, like this little fan thing is really wobbly, and you notice the different size in I don't know if you can see this or not. Oh my gosh, it's so difficult. So anyway, this fits on real tight, and this is like super loose. Okay, so we know that's one issue. Okay, see how these gears at the bottom are nice and good, and these guys are like totally worn. Okay, so anyway, bottom line is we have to change this. All right. I'm just being careful because there are acrylic balls down here. I don't know if you can see them. Okay, so, and this is going to be the tricky part. So and if you can see, like, this is, yeah, this is ready to go. I mean, this is gone. These rods, like, this has been in here for like 15 years or something. This thing is not coming out, but this washer has to go in there, but it can't go over the gears. So this is what I'm going to do. So you're going to kind of get another view of this. So the acrylic ball is here because this is an open port, and one of the balls has to be up. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm probably not going to talk when I do this because I have to concentrate. As I'm dropping the gear assembly down in here, and I have to be sure that this part, this underneath part, the lip is going to be next to the acrylic ball that's up. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start this. Okay, so right when it gets to the part where the rod, I can see the rods coming up, I'm going to put this here. Okay, got the washer in. Now, this side over here, that lip thing, where'd you go? It helps to have small hands. Okay, so now what I have done is I put that ball on that ledge, and that little protruding part is just above where that hole, that port is open. So as I drop it down, okay, then when it gets to a certain point, you want to push the ball onto the cam. Okay, so did you see it drop down in there? And then you want to always make sure that these gears are down where these gears are, all the way there. Do you see that snap in? Okay, then when you turn it, you kind of look in down below in here. I don't know if you can see this or not. It's kind of this is a very difficult repair to video, but as I turn this, and unless you have a really good thing, you can maybe see, like, there's a ball there, so when that lever turns, it pops it up. It's going underneath the ball. It's gonna, so that means when it goes underneath the ball, it lifts it up. The water goes through to the port, which has like 5 or 6 different pop-up heads, and this keeps turning until it gets to the next section. Okay, so now we're just gonna lube, and I thank my client for holding the umbrella over so that we don't have like the sun and shade and all that going on. Thank you, Bill. And where's Vinny? Okay, so we're going to lube that up. We've got the washer in the center, and then the last thing is this, and you want to make sure that it catches, so that when you go like this, you see it move. Okay, and then the top part of that, it's got these gears here, which I don't know why the rebuild kit didn't come with that, but these are still in good shape. So that that's the rod. Now the trick is the rod has to go into here, and the other thing is on the union where I took it off. It's got an O-ring here. So what I'm going to do is before I put this back on, and it's really not that difficult to put back on, I'm going to go see if I have an O-ring that will fit this, and then he'll have a complete new set. So anyway, it's a little bit complicated, and I hope that it's hard to see, but I hope I explained it in a way that little trick of, you know, having the acrylic ball on the ledge, and then having the protruding part next to it. You have to, as you're setting it down, push the ball on top of that cam, and yeah, it's that simple. Anyway, I'm going to be back in a second, see if I can find an O-ring for this, and then we'll put the thing back together and see if it works. Be back. Okay, so I actually have one, and actually, you know, a lot of times people that are in the business watch these videos. So one thing I wanted to tell you guys in the business, always have like a little kit like this, okay? It's got like all different size O-rings, and oh, there are my bearings. Oh geez. And so it just makes it real handy, so that when you're in a situation like this, you can just, you know, find one. And ouch. And okay, so what we're gonna do is take this off. And again, I always like to make things start fresh. And I'll clean the other side too. And then we just put that in. Okay. A little lube. A little lube goes a long way. You don't have to go crazy. Okay, so now we're going to put the thing all together. We've got the O-ring in place, that O-ring, and remember we're trying to get this rod here to match with this one. So you just gently, there, woohoo, that was nice. I'll have to unscrew this a little more. Well, anyway, so I'm just gonna tighten it down, and then when you start it, if you have the possibility of just opening up the valve that for the water that goes in here very lightly, because what you're going to hear is you're going to hear some chattering, and that's going to be the air getting in. So and a whole bunch is going to come out into the pool through the pop-up head. So let's get this started, and actually, since the camera, no, we got to change the view again. I wanted to show you that check valve. So, right, but let's get this thing going, and we'll be right back. Okay, so it's kind of normal, well, no, it is normal, that when, after you repair one of these, that you're going to see air coming out into the, out of the pop-ups, okay? But what you want to do is you want to go around the pool, make sure that each station is coming up. And so I'm going to, you know, just, I'm not going to video the whole thing, but we just want to make sure that they're all popping up, and then we'll go from there. See, like, okay, so on this one, it comes out of the, one of the stations comes out of the side of the pool. Okay, but like I said, it's all going to bleed air out, and then we'll be right back. Okay. Okay, so you saw that the stations are working. The last thing you want to do is check that there are no leaks. You always want to hand tighten the unions because you just don't want a crack in there. It's just like, forget it. Okay, so for those of you who are continuing to watch the A&A rebuild kit, and I said that I was going to show you about, you know, how to take out the check valve and what it looks like inside. And remember, that's when you wake up and the spa is drained, so you probably have something wrong in the check valve. The same, but for you new people that I'm doing a video separately, if you wake up in the morning and your system hasn't started, and you notice that your spa level every night keeps draining. Well, this thing here, this is just one type of a check valve, and what it does, it's got like a plunger with a spring, and I'll show you. And so especially when it's an elevated spa, when the system is off, if there's something wrong in there, water always wants to try to find its level. So during the night, it starts seeping back into the pool. So what you want to do, Vinny, is everything okay? First, turn the system off. Okay, so this feels like there's a 1 pound and a 3 pound spring, loaded spring. And then this here is your check valve. So what happens is that water is returning. There's a thing that says flow, and water is returning to the spa. But when it shuts off, this, along with the spring, and there's a little notch up here, I don't know if you can see it, that the spring goes into, and since I have this open, I'm just going to lube it. But what happens is sometimes either the spring loses its bounce, like we all do, and sometimes what I do is I just kind of pull on it, and then you want to put it back so that you're sure that it's, you know, in here, and then you just place it back in there, hand tighten it. Now the thing is, if you are losing water during the night, you want to buy that internal piece, because a lot of times the gasket gets worn out, and that's what the water seeps through, or the spring has lost its you know, funk, and that's it. So that's why your spa could be losing water. There's one on this side, and there's one on the if you have an in-floor cleaning system, there should always be one attached to the spa part of it. And actually, that's like the easiest video I've done. So hopefully that helps you understand what you need to do if you're losing water when the system's off. And that's it. Come visit me on my website. I hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time. Bye.